right, CSAS high school students. Basketball homecoming week is upon us. Hallway setup is Saturday, January 18th. Those who help set up will receive volunteer hours. Spring week will kick off on Tuesday. The dates include January 21st and ends Friday, January 24th.
Tuesday is Sports Teams Day. Wear a jersey to represent your favorite sports team. Wednesday is Meme/TikTok Day, just to represent the TikTok or meme video you like the most. Thursday is Decades Day. Wear your best throwback and stunt.
Friday is Spirit Day. Show your school spirit by wearing your class shirt or any CSAS attire. Tuesday, there is a basketball game against Notre Dame. Thursday, there will also be a game against Seal Creek. And Friday, the last game of the week is against Burnett. All games the week of homecoming are home games.
Saturday is the big day. The homecoming dance will be held in the high school gym. The theme this year is disco. It will be from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets will be sold at the door for $7, and there will be food and drinks provided. Absolutely no high heels.
For all additional information regarding homecoming, visit Ms. Keck in room 330 or ask SGA's homecoming planner, Natalie Clem.
Hi, I'm Stazion.
And I'm Isabella.
And here's your county crime report. A man who goes by the name of Patrick Goodwin was shot and killed in Ottawa. Outside of his own home, after arriving home, the shooter still remains unknown. Hamilton County Sheriff's Department is still asking anyone who has any information or any type of information.
3 HED employees have been caught being involved in a nationwide insurance scheme. The scheme was started by 2 Cleveland doctors. Both doctors knowingly and intentionally conspired to defend the military's healthcare provider, TRICARE. The scheme cost the U.S. taxpayers an estimated total of $65 million. Both doctors have pled guilty and are awaiting a trial.
An estimated amount of $15,000 worth of iPhones were stolen in the Walmart in Signal Mountain, Chattanooga. Police Sergeant Victor Miller explained that looks like she set the toolbox to the side just for the camera, and she uses the crowbar to break into the display case. Takes the cell phones, she puts those into the toolbox and then exited the store. Miller goes into describing her. She was wearing a jacket. She's trying to hold her head down to some hair in her face, but you should be able to recognize immediately who she is if you know her. Miller goes into saying that there is $1,000 reward. There is a $1,000 reward for anyone who turns her in. So please make sure to keep an eye and in contact with the police department if you know anything or notice a suspect.
Good afternoon. My name is Micaiah Reynolds, and I'm here with your States News. So, due to the fluctuating weather, there's been a series of changes in the temperatures, resectioning in viruses and sickness. Specifically the flu in Tennessee, there has been an increase in the number of people that have come down with the flu. Starting in December, 38 counties in Tennessee have been diagnosed with more than one person coming down with the flu. Since the start of the new year, the illness has caused the children to lose their lives. One being in the Middle Tennessee and the other being in East Tennessee. In regards to the recent reports from the Department of the Health, the flu is coming from January through February. Since there has been an early breakout dating back in December, one can assume that the matters are going to get worse. So to take precautions by getting your flu shots, practicing good health habits, lastly, maintaining a healthy immune system to prevent you from becoming the next flu victim. In other news, there has been a change in Tennessee legislature. In December 26 of 2019, President Donald Trump signed a bill into a law resulting in the FDA raising the legal age from buying tobacco from 18 to 21. By lowering the minimum age to buy tobacco products, this will decrease the amount of adults still smoking to unexpected 4 million or less, started by the American Lung Association. Clarissa Warner, the Director of Operations at Vapor Whiz and Electric Cigarettes and Vaping Cartridge, numerous statewide smoking shops are frustrated over the lack of information provided for the general public to ensure we are moving. in the right direction for the American Lung Association suggested that raising the age in easy way to protect children's health and prevent future generations from getting hooked on nicotine. If you can't resist the urge to smoke, cancer sure will help you stop. My name is Micaiah Reynolds, and we're moving on to the next segment.
Hey, my name's Finn, and this is
Justin.
all right. So we're doing nation news. Former Vice President Joe Biden takes a stance on Iran tensions in New York. Back at it again, Joe Biden, former Vice President, calling out President Trump and his recent actions regarding tensions with Iran. At a speech in New York City on January 7th, Biden explained how escalating tensions between the United States and Iran are avoidable and dangerous. In the speech, he included that the strikes on Iran were most recent in a dangerously incompetent series of steps, going further and saying this is avoidable and the seed of these damages were planted by Donald Trump himself on May 8, 2018, the day he tore up the Iran nuclear deal against the advice of his own national security advisors. Biden seems to be in no way backing down from his words as he comes up on what will be an eventful election.
Juul Corporation's receiving lawsuits from San Diego schools concerning their youth vaping issue. The use of e-cigarettes is now spreading to an even younger population of students in San Diego. Several San Diego schools have begun suing Juul Labs for the number of students caught by this vaping epidemic. Reports say these schools have been accusing the companies of deliberately marketing their products towards students. Some sources also believe that it was the school's concerns for the students' health and safety that allegedly led to these lawsuits. These San Diego schools are seeking monetary compensation for costs incurred as a result of the rise in the use of e-cigarettes. To respond to the number of students vaping, schools have had to go to extreme measures directing their resources and administrators. Thank you.
Airstrike approved by President Trump on January 3, 2020, the relationship between the United States and Iran has gotten worse. He did this without Congress approval. The attack killed an Iranian general named Qasem Soleimani. Trump is said to have been motivated by an American contractor that was killed on an Iraqi military base. Trump stated that this attack should have been carried out years ago, and that Soleimani was an imminent threat. It is said that Soleimani was the ultimate terrorist and that he was the most feared man in the Middle East. Soleimani was said to have been caught planning against the United States and that he has been involved in the killing of thousands of Americans. Trump claims to have killed Soleimani to stop a war, but instead he increased the hostile relations with Iran, who in retaliation for the killing of Soleimani sent 12 missiles to an American bases in Iraq, which caused no casualties. Now to Donovan with What Makes You Tick.
Hi, I'm Donovan Eason, and this is Reed and Chandler. And today we're going to be talking about what makes you tick. So Reed, what makes you tick?
Mixed martial arts makes me tick.
That's cool. Well, can you tell us a little bit about mixed martial arts?
Sure, mixed martial arts is basically combat training.
That's cool. So what are some of the achievements you got in mixed martial arts?
I've been to tournaments before and I've won gold, bronze, and silver medal.
That's cool. So what drives you to practice mixed martial arts?
Probably just the will to continue to succeed and get better in what I do.
Do you have any role models?
No, not really.
You're your own role model? Okay, thank you. So do you mind demonstrating some moves for us?
Sure.
All right, let's get it.
All right, so right now Rhea's going to demonstrate us some defense techniques. You ready, Rhea? Let's do it.
And now the trade is sports.
Hi, this is Troy with the sports, and for our first week, we are looking at a review of all CSAS fall sports. Cross country star Mac Alice, who runs from STEM, ran the 5K, won, and came out 18th in the state and 8th in the region. Lady Patriot Taylor Milliron qualified for state in the girls cross country team and is the top runner from CSAS. Unfortunately, our Lady Patriots soccer team did not have as good of a season as the cross-country team. They won 6 games, tied 2, and lost 14. This was mainly due to a loss of injuries. Nonetheless, the team rallied at the end of the season and came out, finishing second in the district. Our CSAS volleyball team had their best season in the school's history. The team finished 28-8 and 10-6 in the district. Our football season has come to a close, making it second round in the playoffs, but unfortunately taking a loss to Trousdale County, where the score was 7-28. Now, to Annabelle and Maya.
Hello, I am Maya.
And I'm Annabelle. Welcome to Left, Right, Center.
Today we are here to talk about the left, right, and center views on gun laws.
The left being party line Democrats, the right being the party line Republicans, and the center being the moderates, which include Mr. Lowry and a few other people.
On the left, the desire is to strictly ban mainly assault-style guns. MSNBC says Mitch McConnell, a Republican Senate-style leader, is hiding behind the president, and that the president is then hiding behind the NRA. When it comes to such bans or red flag laws, the leftist push is to encourage President Trump to do what they consider to be the right thing, as MSNBC says.
On the right, Fox says the left is not seeking safety but power. Donna Losick, an NRA spokesperson and a Fox News correspondent, voiced her belief that the red flag laws imply guilt until proven innocent. With the support from the president, the right side believes that the mental health laws need reforming because, as President Trump says,
mental illness and hatred pulls the trigger, not the gun.
The left sees the Second Amendment gave the right to bear arms, meaning muskets. However, this was in relevance to what the government had at the time, and times have changed. Then, muskets were used by not only the military, but also the public because of the Second Amendment. Muskets also only shot roughly 2 bullets a minute, while an AK-47 can shoot up to 600 rounds per minute. Many believe that because the military is allowed an assault weapon, the public should be allowed the same. The center is split between the opinions.
Moderates also question the right's position on wait time for purchasing and receiving a gun. They believe that if you can't wait 2 weeks to get an assault rifle, it must not be intended for good purposes. In overview, leftist Democrats have voted 83% for the ban of AK-47 or AR-15 weapons, while on the right, 29% of the GOP voted for the ban. 55% of independents voted for the ban, while 43% voted against it. With such a wide split, who's to say which is best?
Now on to Linnea.
To see what's poppin' in pop culture.
Hi, I'm Linnea Saxon with Pop Culture News. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced on January 8th that they are stepping back as senior members of the royal family and instead choose to work towards financial independence, splitting their time between the UK and Canada. The couple plans to continue fully supporting the Queen. Many tabloids and particularly unprofessional news outlets have taken to calling this departure Megxit based off of the famous British exit or Brexit referendums. Contrary to the wording of the statement, the Duke and Duchess are not shirking their duties, only the public's influence in their lives. Prince Harry has not so subtly hinted his disinterest in the role as a public figurehead before, stating his time in Afghanistan was the best escape he's ever had. Even more controversially, he asked Newsweek in 2017, is there anyone of the royal family that wants to be king or queen? I don't think so. Despite these indications, the rest of the royals were not consulted on the decision made by the couple and were left hurt and deeply disappointed. Buckingham Palace released this statement on the same day as the announcement, saying, "Discussions with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are at an early stage. We understand their desire to take a different approach, but these are complicated issues that will take time to work through." In a royal family summit occurring January 13th, a very personal statement was issued from the Queen. After talking things over with the family, Queen Elizabeth II has decided to allow a period of transition in which Harry and Meghan will split their time between Canada and the UK. The statement remains purposefully vague, and further discussions will be necessary. But for now, the Sussexes have prevailed in their decision.